All right, guys. Everyone's been talking about it, and unless you've been under a rock, it's time for us to talk about it as well. The NBA is in huge issues. Adam Silver, this might just be the last straw. In fact, how you handle this is going to decide what your legacy is as the NBA commissioner. Now, you guys have probably heard, there's big names, big arrests, and a whole mess. It's like a movie at this point. Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, they've been arrested in a sweeping gambling probe, and the NBA is doing everything it can to say this isn't everybody. This is not how we do things. It doesn't matter that they talked about Michael Jordan's gambling in the Last Dance documentary, and he's the goat of the sport. Charles Barkley and all these other guys, we know how bad their gambling have been, or gambling issues have been. But still, we want to collect money from the gambling companies, which makes sense because, like, these gambling companies are ready to pay so much money. So why don't we advertise, make sure every player knows we're advertising, put the advertisements everywhere, on the court, on TV, everywhere, and then have an issue when people who have gambling addictions fall prey to gambling. Makes absolutely no sense. Like if you look at this tweet from Whiskey TV, Terry Rozier had no props. This was in March of 2023. This guy tweeted, Terry Rozier had no props listed all day and was never listed on an injury report. His props get listed late and then he plays the first quarter and he's rolled out for the rest of the game. Surely there's nothing shady going on here. And then again, in April 2025, when Chauncey Billups benched Danny Avia after he had been the leading scorer and he obviously did not want to win that game, Chauncey Billups called a timeout to take his two best players, Danny Avia with 37, out of the game with 3 minutes left in a 5 point game and never put them in. You will never convince me that some of these teams don't blatantly lose on purpose. Hmm. 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 This is July 3rd, 2025. You gotta make it a little more believable when you're shaving points off the games. Fed's gonna get you. You clown. You effing clown. And guess what? The feds finally got my guy. Now, let's set the scene. Rozier is currently an NBA player. I don't even know if I should say currently, but he's accused of sharing inside information and helping people place bets, even allegedly playing less than he could in a March 2024 game to make a certain prop bet's payoff. Chauncey Billups, once NBA royalty, is tied to a separate alleged underground poker ring that investigators say used cheating tech and mob connections. Both men are on leave while the investigators sort this out. Now, why did this blow up into a national scandal? Because the NBA has built a whole modern business model around trust. If players or coaches or ex players leak non public info or rig results, that trust collapses quickly. Now, think about it, props. Live in game bets, micro markets, those move in real time and can be gamed if someone is feeding info. Like LeBron is going to be injured today. Guys, take the under. If you know he's going to be injured and you take the under, you're making a whole lot of money for somebody. Also, you have to follow the money. The sports book have poured serious ad dollars into NBA broadcast and the league has welcomed the partnerships. For example, Sportsbook spent about $52 million on ads during televised NBA games last season alone, and the industry ad spending overall remains massive. The sports betting sector did about 1.1 billion in ad spend in the US in 2023, even after a pullback from the 2022 spike. So yeah, there's lots of ads, lots of cash, and a lot of incentive for the shady people. Because now the mafia is involved. Can you imagine? It's like the 1920s all over again. Okay, now here's how it works. The insider info leaks the injuries, minutes, substitutions, or a plan to come out early and can make certain prop bets nearly guaranteed. In poker rings, if the tables are rigged using dodgy shufflers, tampered equipment, or weird camera setups, then the whole game is a con. That's what investigators say they found in the Billups related probe. So when Billups knew that they were tanking, he would tell his guys to bet against the Portland Trailblazers when he was a coach. Why would you risk everything for this? Tron. In fact, Terry Rozier salary 24.92 million US dollars. I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, okay, maybe he did something wrong, and the mafia's trying to extort him and all that crap." Bro, let's even assume with all the math NBA players tell us they do. Let's assume this 24 million is 12 or 10. Why can't you just take one and just not pay what you need to pay? Why? And look at this. Look at this craziness. Terry Rozier will be paid his full NBA salary while on leave. Oh my God. Well, I mean, he needs money to pay his lawyers and, stuff like that. So that is crazy. Now, this isn't brand new. The sports world has had betting scandals forever, but two things changed everything. Number one, legalization and accessibility. Betting apps are everywhere now, and the micro bets, the ability to bet on specific player actions during a live game, that combination turned insider edges into big dollars and fast. The NBA's response: the NBA reacted hard and fast. Commissioner Adam Silver said he was deeply disturbed, and the league's already pausing people while cooperating with authorities. But here's the weird part: the league's official partners include big sport book brands. So there's this awkward tension. They rely on betting money while needing to police anything that betting could exploit. In where I'm from, we call that a conflict of interest. The players are split. Some say the partnerships bring revenue and interest, others worry it increases temptations and puts pressure on integrity. The fans, they know, we know these guys have been doing this. We just can't prove it. But if you're going to bring us in on the whole action, then yeah, let's do it. All right. So what can we fix this? Stricter rules. I don't think anything can fix it. But here's an interesting fact, right? Sports betting ad spend exploded after the PASPA was overturned. Peaked in 2021-2022, and while 2023 saw a pullback, the industry still dropped more than $1 billion into marketing in 2023. Now let's see what the PS the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act, a federal law enacted in 1992 that effectively banned sports betting nationwide in the United States. It was also known as the Bradley Act, named after its sponsor, Senator Bill Bradley of New Jersey. In 2018, the Supreme Court declared the PASPA unconstitutional, a landmark decision that allowed states to legalize and regulate sports wagering. Look, if you have a gambling problem, get help, especially if you're making $24 million a year. This is not going to stop no time soon. What we should be talking about right now is Wemby for MVP or Giannis for MVP. Oh no, they're going to cheat Giannis, but this is crazy. This is actually getting crazy, and the poker thing too is even crazier. Anyways, for more crazy videos and for more news and sports, like, subscribe, and follow the channel. I am Zozo Mili. I will see you guys in the next video.